Well, I tell you, on the flight, it was too rough. You couldn't breathe. Was it rough? Yeah. It was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Good morning. At this time, I'll call our special call meeting to order. And you can see the agenda there in front of you. I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
And a second. All those in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Thank you. We have items for decision, the resolution opposing tolls on the ferry service. Turn it over to Brian.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. As you're aware, in the budget bill that the General Assembly is currently considering, there has been language that has been added that would require tolls on all ferry routes. Specifically, this is House Bill 259, the 5th edition, and it is section 41.11CA, and in that section, it reads that GS 13982 shall be rewritten, and essentially what they're doing, where they showed original tolling, which would include the Hatteras passenger ferry, South Point ferry, Cedar Island to Ocracoke, Swan Quarter Ocracoke, which they normally toll, they have struck through all that, and it now reads tolling, the Board of Transportation shall establish tolls on all ferry routes. So every ferry route that DOT is providing service on would be tolled according to this. If this bill is passed, that would include the Aurora to Bayview ferry, the one that is in Beaufort County that is used predominantly, or a lot of folks use that for work travel. So you have attached a resolution opposing tolls on ferry service, and specifically on the Bayview Aurora ferry. We've had conversations with our sister counties around us, and there are resolutions coming from them as well opposing that. We were asked by Representative Kidwell if we would put forth such a resolution. So you have that in front of you, and be glad to answer any questions the board may have.
Any questions? Would anyone like for it to be read? Okay. Comments?
Motion to support this resolution.
Got a motion to support the resolution. Do I have a second?
Second.
And we have a second. We're open for discussion. Comments from commissioners?
Yeah, I got a comment. Years ago, Hood, you'll remember this. This is before I think anybody else was on this board. You maybe want to, what?
Talking about the bridge down by Boston Family.
Okay, yeah, we're going to talk about the bridge in a minute. I'm never going to forget that bridge. That was a decision that was would have made a big decision, made a good decision. We're never going to get a bridge across the Pramlico. Robert Caton, God rest his soul, and said that Mark Bassnight, God rest his soul, before he died, before he got out of government, was going to give us a bridge across the Pamlico. That never happened. It's never going to happen. I said it wasn't going to happen then. And we wanted the bridge to cross somewhere within 5 miles east of Washington. That was the parameters that the DOT at that time gave us. If we had a community willing to have it there, we'd get it there, and it would have cost no more than the bridge that they put in now, maybe even less. But what I'm alluding to is government needs to make good decisions at all times, because when you don't, it comes back to bite you on the butt. Now, there were a whole bunch of people at that time that were the somewhat insiders, the elitists, the people that really run the area around here, at least run some of you commissioners. And they wanted it to the west of Washington. Some of them wanted it in Pitt County, believe that or not, but they did. That was the whole thing. The fight then began for Hood and I, who were only 2 people on this board that wanted it to the east of Washington, which Beaufort County pretty much is to the east of Washington. We had to fight just to get it into Beaufort County. You remember that, Hood? Mm-hmm. So just once again, commissioners need to be smarter when they make decisions.
Yeah, I'll follow up with that with emphasis on, it was the Beaufort County Commissioners.
Excuse me, Hood.
Beaufort County Commissioners who denied us a bridge across the Pamlico, in which case we would not even have had a ferry, and we would be a whole different county today. It was one of the worst decisions that's ever been made in Beaufort County.
Other comments?
Let's vote.
We've got a couple points. When I was in high school at Bath back in the 60s, and they were talking about the possibility of having a bridge, we were told that we could not have a bridge, but we would have a ferry. So early on, the ferry system here from Bayview over to Aurora was a highway. It connected both sides, or both sides, the north side and the south side. And the bridge has come up several times during the past 50 to 60 years, and we have maintained the ferry. It's an important part of our infrastructure here in Beaufort County. I can understand, the second point, I can understand if we were trying to get a bridge built today and we did not have a ferry, and the legislature and DOT says, well, we can put a ferry in there as one option, but the local people would have to help pay for that. And that's really where the opposition's coming from. It's coming from people in the metropolitan areas where, when they build additional highways to connect the suburbs with the downtown area, they're saying, we'll do that, but you'll have to pay a toll. And it's being done up front. It's very unfair in a rural area like us that has one of the major phosphate mines in the world, and where we have employees that depend on it every day to go to work, for them to slap that tax on us locally. So I support it, and I'll entertain, if there's no other comments, we'll take a vote. Hearing none, all those in favor of the resolution opposing tolls on the ferries, please raise your right hand. Thank you, gentlemen.